it's live streaming. Do we go? That's a live stream joke.
Are we going?
I hope it's not on.
We're ready, we're ready.
Yeah, we're in.
Hello, London, how are you?
Hey,
Hello,
MCM.
London, how are you? Yes. On the sofa, we have the beautiful Veronica Taylor. A round of applause, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm really thrilled to be here. I see a lot of ashes in the audience. I'm thrilled about that, too.
How are you, Veronica? First of all.
I'm amazing. It's great to be here in London. My daughter and I have been here since Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
So thank you for rolling out the good weather for us, and especially in these difficult times with everything that's going on, it's really nice to see the spirit of London. We've all pulling together, and all of our thoughts are with Manchester, of course, and the world, really. So it's really nice to be here now and be together. It means a lot. I think we never have fully happy times, but we make the most of everything. And I think that's the spirit of Comic-Con, and that's what we take with us. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for coming out, and I know it's going to be a great weekend.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And the spirit of Comic-Con, we all come together in difficult times, like you say. And it's just a family.
That's right.
That's what I think of Con, is everyone's one big family.
Yeah.
And despite what goes on in the world, it's happy times here at Comic-Con.
Well, ultimately, it's all about love.
Yeah.
And we all pile all that love in a bucket, and here we're putting it in at Comic-Con.
That's it.
And pulling together, I think that's what it's all about. So, yeah.
Definitely, Veronica. Have you seen any cosplayers around so far? I know it's early doors here at Comic-Con, but have you seen any cosplayers you've really liked?
I'm blind to everything but people in Ash costumes. Can I say that? No, there's been some amazing costumes today. I'm going to put Ash costumes at the top of the list, of course. But there's so many, like we always see, but people who've made costumes and put things together, and just the creativity is incredible.
Yeah. They are. They are. Some of, like I said to you before, some of the effort that the cosplayers put in is just so amazing.
Yeah,
and I'm in awe. Every time I'm in awe.
Right.
I'm in awe.
And I've also learned things about shows I've never heard of.
Yeah?
I don't play a lot of video games myself, so seeing people dressed as video game characters teaches me. If I buy a new DS, I might get a new game. So, inspiring me.
Yeah, it's all good. So, let's go on to Ash. And Pokemon. How was you asked to play Ash, or did you audition? Oh
no, I definitely auditioned.
Yeah.
I was working on an anime called Slayers. Some of you might know that. The people who cast me in that were also doing the casting for Pokemon. That's how I got called in.
Yeah.
But pretty much I've auditioned for every single job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Ash, of course, we auditioned several times, several callbacks.
Oh, okay.
I was cast in it. We still didn't know, once we were all cast, if we still had the roles, so you were still working hard to keep them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had never even heard of Pokemon before I auditioned.
No?
And when I went in for it, the only thing I had heard was that everyone got seizures watching one of the shows.
Oh, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that was 1998, so I didn't really even use a computer then.
Yeah.
So I certainly didn't look it up on the internet to find out. But anyway.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So
this is wild to have this going on here.
It is. It's crazy.
He's like, hey guys, it's awesome to be here at MCM London. That's his smug little look there.
Yeah. So what do you like about Ash?
His hair.
It's just his hair?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, wouldn't you agree? That spiky hair, he gets up in the morning, it looks the same all day long.
Yeah.
I love Ash's enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I think his positivity really made, it changed my life. I took being positive for granted much more before I had to be positive every day. It really taught me a lot about myself and about people. I think his dedication to his goal. Yeah. We learned a lot about friendship with this show, about how you can go after what you really want, but still keep your friendships and work together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's a good role model.
Did you find anything challenging about playing Ash at all?
Yeah.
Anything at all?
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
You have to key into a 10-year-old energy, which my daughter was born at the end of season 1.
Okay.
So for most of the first season, I was pregnant and large. And so to be able to kind of tap into the energy of the character, even if I wasn't feeling that way.
Yeah.
It presented its own challenges.
Yeah.
But that's the basic thing. I did a lot of stage combat, so throwing that into all the fighting and everything was kind of easy for me to do.
Are you very animated when you do, say, like a fight scene? Like, as you're recording, do you throw yourself about as you're recording?
Well, yeah, because the thing is, when you're recording, you have to stay still because everything makes noise. So to throw something, I can't really throw it because I'll knock the stand over and the script would go flying. But a little bit like, Ash says, Pokeball, go! And this action, helps the sound like I'm throwing something. So, yeah, I do add that stuff in.
Brilliant. I like it.
Weird, but...
well, I could imagine, to be quite fair, I could imagine, like you said, if you're throwing something, you'd put some kind of effort into it, or if you was kind of being pushed or something like that, you'd take a kind of force yourself back a little bit.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You have to act it out, but in a very minute way.
Yeah.
The same thing with doing audiobooks. You're still acting it out, but you can't move at all.
Yeah.
Because the mic really picks up everything. Yeah. And the air that's moving or clothes are moving, all of that stuff, but you still have to find a way to put the action into it. I think that's part of the skill of just voice recording.
Have you got a favourite moment with Ash?
For this one, look at that. I played May also.
Yeah.
These are so fun. A trip down memory lane, right here.
Nostalgia.
I should get this in my own living room.
Have you got any kind of memory? You've got no memorabilia in your house from Pokemon at all?
At one point I said we don't have much, and someone came over and they're like, you have so much Pokemon stuff. We have a gigantic Pokeball that I got from 4Kids because nobody else wanted it.
Yeah.
And apparently it used to have a VHS tape in it. But I always dream of having a party and having like my guacamole and chips in this giant Pokeball. But then we just never have parties. But someday I should bring it to a convention. But it's...
As you're signing,
it's
just
big.
have this big ball with guac and chips in. Help yourself. Sign. Help yourself. Sign.
Please have some. That we have Pikachu slippers someone gave us. We just have stuff around.
Yeah.
Ash figures, Pokemon, It's embarrassing. But yes, we do have some stuff. But I would say my favorite moment is, I think the whole show. In that first episode, I'm sure some of you remembered, and thanks to Netflix, you could remember it today by rewatching it. I loved how real that was with Ash. He's so excited the night before, and then he oversleeps and he runs out of the house in his pajamas. We all may not have run out of the house in our pajamas, but we've all been late, and it was real. You could be Ash. And then I loved how the show just built from there, that we learned so much about him. But that first episode is my favorite moment, my favorite episode. Yeah. Just as we were all kind of getting started on this journey.
Oh, it's a huge journey as well.
It's been a huge
Absolutely
journey.
Huge
and
journey.
I've been in the first 8 years of the show. We were all replaced after that, so that's why I'm not on it any longer. But 8 years. It's an incredible time.
I read somewhere as well, Ash was meant to have a Clefairy for his starter Pokemon in the series, but it was changed to Pikachu.
Really?
I was going to ask you, did you have any kind of input into that?
No.
Or do you have any input into any kind
anything,
of...
not at all.
No, it was literally just straight script.
Yeah. First of all, the show was done in Japan first, and when we started on it, we were probably about a year behind. And then as we went along, we kind of caught up. There's 52 episodes in a season, and we were doing that all in the year. So there was like an episode to an episode and a half would get done every week. So we eventually caught up to where Japan was on that. So no input at all.
No input at all.
When we auditioned, we listened to the original voices and had to kind of match as closely as we possibly could to what was there. Yeah. And then they cast based on that. And then, after that, it was allowed to kind of grow into its own thing. Yeah. But definitely, on most projects I work on, I don't have any input. I just, you have a director and you have producers, and they really want definite things from you. So you try to fill in what they want.
So if you were given the choice at the time, would you keep Pikachu?
Are you kidding? Yes.
Or would you change for something else?
No.
No?
Can you imagine Ash with a Clefairy on his shoulder? I just don't think it would be the same. No, definitely Pikachu, because we all have a Pikachu in our lives. Someone that we love and have to work with, but it has a mind of their own.
Yeah.
Everybody has that in a sibling or friends or anything. So they make the perfect match because it's real.
Yeah.
And we learn how to compromise and how to work things out based on their relationship. So no, I wouldn't change it at all. Luckily, none of my friends are electric.
Yeah.
So it's a little safer working things out.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon other than Pikachu?
It is Pikachu.
Just Pikachu is your favorite?
I have others, but Pikachu's my most favorite.
Yeah?
Doesn't everyone agree? Everyone loves Pikachu?
Yeah.
Right. No. No. Eevee. Eevee's very popular, right?
Yeah.
See? Can I guess? Yeah. I read this crowd. I know you.
Yeah, look she's looking out, scanning.
I know. I'm going to balance a spoon on my nose and be a Pokemon, a psychic Pokemon. Who gets that reference? Go back to season 1. Okay.
I was about to say, if you could have your own Pokemon or be a Pokemon, if that, have you got a name for this Pokemon, or would you have a special move?
If I could be a Pokemon...
If you could be a Pokemon,
look,
or if you could create a Pokemon.
I'm Ash Ketchum. I don't want to be a Pokemon.
You don't want to be, no, you sure?
No way. I don't think I would do that. Plus, I don't know. I mean, Pikachu never goes in the ball, gets to do its own thing, so that would be the best.
Yeah.
Charizard's probably the next as far as being pouty and stubborn. Trico's pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's very American with the straw sticking out of its mouth. Very Western. Kind of like in the Doctor Who special when they came to the U.S. and it's very Doctor Who. Just bridging the fandom.
That's it.
Okay.
No, that's it. No, it's cool.
Out in the Twitterverse, people are laughing, but here...
They're just like, what?
Somewhere in a galaxy far, far away. See what I did there?
That's it.
All right. Please ask more questions.
No, so have you
Somebody stop me.
So have you got any kind of anything from the making of, or anything that didn't make the original series that you could tell us about? Anything that not many fans would know?
Not many fans would know that if it wasn't on TV, I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
Basically, what we did was we would show up for work that day.
Yeah.
They hand you the script, sometimes say this episode is about this.
Yeah.
And we just get in the booth and we start recording. There's no reading the script ahead.
No.
There's no hearing what other people are saying. You skim through this script to find your line. You hear 3 beeps in your headphones. You look up at the monitor, and then you just start matching the lip flap.
Yeah.
So there really is no... And also, we were under very tight time.
Yeah.
So there was no goofing around. I mean, obviously, you start laughing about certain things sometimes, but time is money, and there's no goofing off time. We just worked really hard on it. So it was a super fun show to work on, but the fun was in the work.
It was, you can tell with the end product and how many seasons you've done, movies.
Yeah.
You could tell like the hard work and dedication, blood, sweat and tears went into everything.
So it's really, yes, it was incredibly fun.
Yeah.
But because we were working on something we loved and being able to really bring those characters to life.
Yeah.
So that's probably something people don't know. I have no secrets about
No secrets
Pokemon.
at all. No, that's all good.
No.
No?
But actually, people here probably know more about it than I do.
Well, we're going to get on to that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to touch on, have you ever played Pokemon, the cards, the video games? Have you ever played any of them?
I play Pokemon Go on my phone.
I do.
Yeah, I'm Team Valor.
Yeah.
Yes. But we can all be Team Taylor and be together if you want. I played a little of Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
My little brother had that, and my daughter has that game. We share it. But otherwise, I don't have a lot of time to play video games, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I've worked on a lot of video games and never seen them, so I don't really know how they came out. Nice Pikachu there. So good to see you. So.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Don't really get time.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's an absolutely brilliant picture there.
Well, that's
I do like
nice.
that. That's really nice.
Someone's artwork.
Fan art like that. So.
Wow. Someone should save Misty.
Yeah.
Ash doesn't. He's ignoring it right there. That's a little.
He's having his moment.
Who's this character? Anybody know? Well, I think he's going after Misty.
Yes,
Let's say that.
That's the saviour. Well,
Yeah, this is beautiful.
it's really nice. Right, so I'm going to touch on another character you do.
Okay.
So April O'Neil from the Teenage Mutant
Right.
Hero Turtles.
I did Turtles in 2003 to 2007.
Yeah. So were you a fan of the Turtles franchise
Absolutely.
beforehand?
Yeah.
So
you
when-
know, unfortunately, my first knowing of it was in the TV show.
Yeah.
So I know the kind of more animated and fun side of Turtles, and I think our show was a bit darker,
Yeah.
closer to the comic book, which I really
Yeah.
liked. But I found that later. But I love the first Turtles. I mean,
Yeah.
from the 80s.
From the 80s,
right?
like
It's my favorite.
there's a load of pictures as I was researching and getting the pictures. There was loads of 80s, and there was kind of limited to this, but I still think these are a good image to have, really,
Yeah,
to be quite
I
fair
think
for the
so too.
Turtles. So you were a fan of Turtles beforehand.
Yeah.
Did you do any research more on April than, say, watching the Turtles? Was it more kind of April-based?
You know, for me, when I get called into audition for something,
Yeah.
mostly I just study my lines, whatever I have for the audition. So I try to understand the character and play the scene.
Yeah.
So I don't, nowadays when I have an audition,
Yeah.
and we all have the internet, so I can look up to find out if the show is already going. I can see kind of the sense of timing
Yeah.
that the scenes have, how quickly they speak, or, you know, that kind of thing I look into to see, so that my audition is in that flavor of the
Yeah.
cartoon. But for this audition, I just played the scene.
Played the scene.
Yeah, and then during the audition, they can kind of give you some notes so that you can tweak it or change how you're playing it. I audition at home a lot by myself. Nowadays, you audition at home in your little studio and then you send it in. So I don't have the benefit of having a casting director there to say, can you make it a little higher? Can you make her younger? Can you make her, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have that
No.
benefit as I did with this.
What did you like? What did you like about playing April?
April is a great female role model,
Yeah.
I think. Really a role model for everyone, but she's strong, she's intelligent. She doesn't really back down when she's doing her job. I think she's incredibly strong, and for that, I love playing her. Plus, she does a bit more she's more computer savvy than I am. I'd rather be outside doing stuff and not at home on the computer, so I have April for that.
Nice. Have you got a favourite April moment from the Turtles?
No. Yes.
No?
I loved it in the very beginning with those nanobots, and then when she wakes up in seeing the turtles for the first time.
Yeah.
I thought that was an incredible moment, because how would any of us react if we were in the same situation
Exactly.
and in a sewer on top of it? So I like that the most, I think.
So basically, have you got a favourite turtle then? Who is your favourite?
Well, I wished I could have played Michelangelo, but I think that Donatello is probably her intellectual equal, so
So Donatello.
I'll go with that, yeah.
I like it. We're going to have one more question, and then we'll
Okay.
take some from the audience.
Okay.
So have you got, out of the Turtles and obviously Pokemon, have you got a favourite storyline, like, ever that you've actually done?
That's hard for me to answer because I haven't seen the series as a whole.
Okay.
And I would go to work. So for instance, when I was recording these shows, I could go on Monday and do 4 hours of Pokemon and then an hour of Turtles.
Yeah.
Or, well, actually, in the beginning of this, we would do a rehearsal in the morning, and then we'd record Turtles in the afternoon. And then I also was working on a number of other cartoons and other jobs on top of it. So the idea of what each episode was about, it didn't stick with me at all.
Stick.
No, because I was doing too many things, and then I would go home to my daughter.
Yeah.
And then I was just a mom of a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. And so I don't really, the storylines, I just remember the feeling as a whole, and then I would watch on Saturday morning the shows and kind of see what was really going
what's
on.
going on,
But because when you're dubbing something, you're in the booth by yourself, so you don't always understand what the full episode is about. With Turtles, we worked together in the beginning, and then later just recorded our lines alone. So you still don't have a full idea of the episode unless you watch it later.
Right, well, if you've got a question for Veronica, please put your hand up and I will come straight out.
All right.
There is a fan theory, and I really want to hear your opinion about it. In the entire show, Ash never got older. He's doing an amazing thing that a 10-year-old will not be able to do, like
Right.
taking Team Rocket and very powerful trainers by himself. And there is a fan theory, a horrible one,
Yes.
that say that on the first episode when he was struck by a lightning, he got into coma and never woke up.
Right.
And all the character in the show are part of himself. Like Gary is
that's
the one he wants to be, and Brooke is like the boyish part of him.
Right, right.
And
That
Misty is
romantic
like
side is Brock, and then
romantic is
Misty
like
is the more scared
yeah.
side, and then
and it just in a coma in the entire show. And I really want to hear what you think about it.
that's pretty neat. I would think ultimately, if he's in the coma, I would want to be his voice when he wakes up. Mom, I just had the strangest dream. I'm late, and then we start the whole thing over again. But I think it's kind of an interesting idea. First of all, that the ideas for what's behind Pokemon are so creative, and it just strikes everyone's imagination, and people come up with something like that. I love the idea that it is all a dream in a sense. It's kind of like Wizard of Oz, you know? I think it's pretty cool, and that we all have different sides of us that come out at different times, and here we get to see it in full color in a sense. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
All right, well, we've got one.
Hello. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much. Pokemon's been one of the biggest thing in my life for as long as I can remember. So thank you for all of your hard work. You're amazing. I was wondering, are there any sort of episodes or moments or lines you've done as Ash that really resonated with you? Anything you think, like, something that really struck a chord with you? Was there anything in particular?
You know, not a certain line per se, but what I love about Ash is that he never says, we'll never make it. But he says, what can we do? How can we get out of this? And he's always working together with everyone. And it's that idea that has really stuck with me. Certain lines, I mean, I certainly had to say, Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! Thunderbolt, Pikachu! Pikachu! Thunderbolt! Over and over again. So that's one of the things I always remember. Double Goku. Nice, guys. So it's that. Again, not specific lines, but the attitude, I think.
Okay, we've got one over here, and then that'll be the last one.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Can I ask two?
Sure.
Thanks. First one is, when will you be doing autograph signings? And the second one is, how many of the 7 generation Pokemon are you familiar with at all?
How many of the 7 generations of Pokemon?
Yeah, 800 plus.
I don't know what the end is.
How many are you familiar with?
Oh, I'm definitely familiar with the first 150 and then the next generation. Since I was replaced after season 8, I don't really know any after that so much. I will be I'm signing over at the MYM booth today. I think I'm back after this at 4 o'clock for the rest of the day. Thank you.
Well, that's
Is that it?
Veronica. Round of applause, everyone. Veronica Taylor.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Veronica. It's been
Thank you.
absolutely amazing. Remember, guys, stay tuned. We've got loads of guests coming up. Remember to like, subscribe, press that notifications bell so you don't miss out on anything. The next interview's coming up at 1 o'clock. I think we've gone past that now.
Yeah.
It will be Game of Thrones, Nell, Tiger,
That's
Free.
great.
So.
And I have a panel at 2 in the Gold
Yep.
Theater. So if you have more questions, I'll be answering them.
Fire 'em
Thank you
your
so
way.
much.
Thank you
This
very
was
much,
wonderful.
Veronica.
Thank you all for spending time with us today.
Thank you. See you soon, guys.
Thank you.